Today's topic is the law of variable proportion. We have already started the third unit with the production analysis. First, we said what are the factors of production. In the last class, we studied about the input-output decision. For that, we have run the Leontief model, Wesley Leontief model. In this class, I'm going to take one theory, theory of production. It is called law of variable proportion. You may ask why we have to study this. This law of variable proportion is nothing but analyzing the level of output when only one variable input is there. The rest of the input are fixed. What is the role of that particular input in the level of output? If you study, there is nothing but law of variable proportion. There are a list of assumptions. There are different kinds of theories. We have to construct a table, and then we have to draw the diagram, and we have to explain the stages of law of variable proportion. Finally, how it is applied and what are all the shortcomings or limitations. This is the way that I'm going to take today. As far as this theory of production is concerned, there are two theories. These two theories, one is called law of variable proportion. The another one is called law of return to scale. Our syllabus covers only the first theory, law of variable proportion. When some inputs are variable proportion and others are fixed in the production process, that output input relationship is known as law of variable proportion. I will repeat again. There are n number of input factors, out of which only one will be treated as variable, the others is keeping constant. Then if we study the relation between the input and output, it's nothing but law of variable proportion. Suppose if you treat all are variable, it's nothing but law of return to scale, the second theory. Now our syllabus, what we are going to study today is only the law of variable proportion. That is, out of list of input factors, only the labor is a variable. Based on the labor, what is the level of output that we are going to study? What is the impact of that input to the output? First of all, understand one thing. Any production or any manufacturing undergo a input-output relation. That input consists of four factors. That is land, labor, capital, organization. But in this particular thing, we are going to treat only one variable, one input as a variable, and other three will be treated as constant. Then if that relation, how it is impact on that particular output level, we used to call it as law of variable proportion. Now we will go for the definition. N number of definition. These two definition is better to write because these two definition only initially it is started and explained well. And I have given a numerical example also for this. According to Alfred Marshall, an increase in the amount of variable factor added to the fixed factor, that is, there are n number of fixed factor, only one variable factor we are keep on adding, causes what will happen in the end, that is in the end of the production process, a less proportionate increase in the amount of product with a given technical condition. There will be an increase in production. Initially it will be an increasing rate and decreasing rate. Finally it will be a less proportionate increase. That says the law of variable proportion. I will repeat again. An increase in the amount of variable factor, here the variable factor is the labor, the variable factor added to the fixed factor, say mission, causes in the end a less proportionate increase in the amount of product given in the technical condition. இப்போ கொஞ்சம் புரியாத மாதிரி இருக்கும். இந்த கிளாஸ் முடிஞ்ச அப்புறம் இந்த டெஃபினிஷன் ஒரு வாட்டி பார்த்துக்கோங்க, ரொம்ப ஈஸியா இருக்க மாதிரி இருக்கும். We will go to the second definition. An equal increase of one input or added the input of the other productive services being held constant, that is keeping one input as a variable and keeping the other input as a constant beyond certain point, that is not initially, in certain point the resulting increment of the product will decrease, that is the marginal product will diminish. அந்த மேல இருக்கிற டெஃபினிஷன் தான் இதை வேற மாதிரி சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. When you keep on adding one particular input with the other fixed inputs, after a certain point the productivity will decrease. We used to call it as marginal productivity will diminish. Who said this? Is G.J. Stigler has said. So based on these two definitions, Now we have to go for the assumption. How we have to explain the model. Keep it in mind. The law of variable proportion is going to study about what is the change in the output when only one input, what is that, labor, is increased and keeping the other input fixed. The changes in the output in not only the total output but also the average and the marginal. So what we are going to say, there are three different products that we are going to calculate. What is that? Total product, average product and marginal product. Based on that only we are going to explain the law of variable proportion. For this, we are having three assumptions. What are the three assumptions? First of all, the technical know-how is remaining constant. There is no change. There is no improvement in the science and technology. We are treating one particular technology. The second assumption is only one factor of input is variable. The rest of this fixed. Already we made this particular. Based on this only the theory going to be explained. And last one, this more important assumption, all units of variable input factor are homogeneous. Here the variable input is labor. So one laborer skill is equal to the other laborer. We are assuming it is not, but we are saying it is homogeneous. They are identical. By keeping these three assumption, what are the assumption? Technology constant, only one variable is one input is variable, and that input variable is homogeneous in nature. So keeping these three assumptions, we are hypothetically constructing one table. What is that? We are having one machine and a group of laborers. Say we are doing agriculture. That is one tractor. One tractor with one farmer. Fixed factor is one machine tractor. Variable factor one labor farmer. With one tractor with one farmer, we can able to produce 10 bags of wheat. Okay, hypothetically I am speaking. Suppose the second laborer is entering one tractor with two farmers, then it will not be 20, it will be more than 20. I am hypothetically saying it is 22. Likewise, when we keep on adding one input variable, labor, when we add the third one, it will not be 30, it will more, not 32, it will more than that, it is 36. Up to fourth laborer, the total output will start increasing. இது எப்படி எக்ஸாம்பிள் சொல்றேன்னா, நீங்க தனியா படிச்சீங்கன்னா ஓரளவுக்கு படிக்க முடியும். ரெண்டு பேர் சேர்ந்து படிச்சீங்க கம்பைன் ஸ்டடி வரும்போது கொஞ்சம் நல்லா நிறைய போர்ஷனை கவர் பண்ற மாதிரி இருக்கும். இதுவே மூணு பேர்னா இன்னும் நல்லா வரும். ஆனா நாலாவது ஆளுக்கு அப்புறம் வரும்போது என்ன ஆகும்? மச்சான் ஒரு டீ குடிச்சிட்டு வந்துடலாம், அப்புறமா படிக்கலாம் அப்படின்னு டைம் வேஸ்ட் ஆகும். ஸோ ப்ரொடக்டிவிட்டி இருக்கும், ஆனால் இன்க்ரீஸ் கம்மா. அதனால தான் ஃபிஃப்த் லேபரர்லேருந்து there will be increase in production, but it is in a decreasing rate. From 52, it is 66. After 66, it will not be 79 or 80, it will be 76. Only 10 bags is increased. When we employ the seventh laborer, it will further reduce only additional 4 bags. But 8th and 9th, it will become constant. It is zero productivity for the 9th laborer. When we employ the 10th laborer, it is a negative productivity. The total bags produced out of 10 laborers with a tractor is only 78. So this is the hypothetical value. Okay, that this is what going to happen. This is scientifically. This is the way the productivity will increase. But keep using this particular production value, the next two column, average production and marginal production, we have to calculate. What is average? It's nothing but total divided by output. Okay, here input, total by input. Input is labor. So third column divided by second column will give the average. Total divided by input. 10 divided by 1 is 10. 22 divided by 2 is 11. 36 divided by 3, it is 12. 1 minute. Somebody is entering Soumya. Okay. Likewise, we are dividing the third column with the second column. That is the average value. Then what is the last column? It is a marginal production. From 0, it has been increased to 10 when first laborer is employed. So the first marginal value is 10 for the first laborer. When we employ the second laborer, 22 minus 10. That is, because of the second laborer, 12 is increased. Because of the third laborer, 36 minus 22, 14. So from in the third column, what is the next value with the previous value? We have to subtract and put the value there. So from 9th laborer, 82 minus 82 is 0 and 78 minus 82 is minus 4. So in this table, we have included the what is the fixed factor, the tractor, and we are keep on adding one laborer with the tractor. So for that, what is the total output? From total output, we have calculated the average production and marginal production. Keeping this particular values, when we enter those three columns, that is total product, marginal product, and average product, by measuring the labor in the horizontal axis and output in the vertical axis. First, we will draw the total output. For first laborer, it is 10. You can see 10.
Yes.
In the second laborer, it is 22. So it is increasing. For the third laborer, it will become 36. So we have to draw that particular 10, 22, 30, this value. 10, 22, 36, 52, that value we have to put. That is called total productivity or total production. Similarly, the second average we are measuring in a red line, and green line represents the marginal product. Now, keeping this, we are dividing the variable proportion in three stages. Stage 1 is called increasing stage. Why it is? The productivity is increasing in an increasing rate from 10, 22, 22 to 36, 36 to 52. It is increasing in an increasing rate. So when it will stop in the fifth laborer employed, it is increasing, but not in an increasing rate, it is in a decreasing rate. You can see up to fourth laborer, it is increasing 10, 12, 14, 16. But after that, see the last column. After the fourth laborer, it is increasing, but it is in a decreasing rate. 14, 10, 4, it is increasing in a decreasing rate. So once it becomes 0, the second stage ends. That is why this stage is called decreasing stage. After that ninth laborer, if you employ the farmer, there will be a negative production. So it is called negative stage. So I can say in other word, based on the marginal production curve, in the first stage it will increase. So it is called increasing stage. In the once it is start declining, it is called decreasing stage. Once it become negative, it is called negative stage. So these are the stages of law of variable proportion. In that particular thing, there is one red point called, you can see it is F. That is called point of inflection. Why it is point of inflection? The productivity is increasing, but from that point, the increasing rate is changing from increasing rate to decreasing rate. Fourth laborer வரைக்கும் increasing rateல போச்சு, fourth laborer அப்புறம் increase வந்து decreasing rateல போச்சு. And the change of increasing rate to decreasing rate of productivity, we used to call it as point of inflection. You can go through this. In first stage, the total product increases at an increasing rate till the point F. Up to the fourth laborer is employed. After this point, if you see, the total product is increasing, but not in increasing rate, but decreasing rate. At this point, the marginal product is maximum. After that point, we have to change the stage into increasing stage to decreasing stage. It will start decreasing. So, but it is not negative, but it is positive. That is why first four laborer, after fifth laborer, we have to say it is a increasing stage. After that, it is called decreasing stage. The change from increasing rate to decreasing stage, we used to call it as point of inflection. In the first stage, this will happen. All total production, average production, and marginal production, it is in increasing trend. So it is called increasing stage. In the second stage, the total product is increasing in a slower rate and reaches its maximum. Why? The average start decreasing and margin also decreasing. But it is not negative, it is positive. It try to reach 0. That is why all the products are decreasing. This stage is called diminishing return stage. In the last stage, the marginal product will become 0. After that point, it becomes negative. The total product reach its maximum and start declining. From 82, it reduced to 78. So you can see the diagram. You can see the table also. In the 10th level, from 82, it is 78. From the stage, it is start declining. So that is why it is called negative stage. Now, how to take a decision in using this particular law of variable proportion? Any manager can take a drastic decision in the stage 1 and stage 2. Because in the stage 1, it is a developing stage or introductory stage, a lot of changes he can make. He can employ as much as labor he can think, because it is in an increasing rate of return. In the second stage, he can expand the method, or he can apply new strategies. All these things he can take in the second stage. Why? Because it is increasing, but it is a decreasing stage. A product expansion or unit expansion or new techniques, all these things is possible in the second stage. In the sales stage, you should not employ any employer. If it is so, then all kind of diseconomies of scale will happen. The negative benefit only we can reap. That is why as a manager, we should understand what is the stage of production, at what level it will increase in a increasing rate, at what level it will increase in a decreasing rate. In the end of decreasing rate, we should keep quiet. That particular marginal product is zero, means the profit is maximum. Further, we should not include any input. So the role of that particular input is, we should understand whether it is an increasing rate stage or decreasing rate stage. But this particular theory has a lot of shortcomings. Shortcomings in the sense, we say it is a limitation. First of all, they treat the technology as constant. This is not a right thing, because the technologies keep on improving. The other thing is, how only one input will be variable, other input will be constant. This is a unrealistic assumption. And thirdly, the labor cannot be a homogeneous one. One man's skill never be equal to the other man. So the last one, the most important limitation, this particular law of variable proportion model can be used only for the short-term phenomena. A particular cultivation, a maximum of 6 months or 1 year. If you go for more than 1 year, means this is not possible, because it is a short-term nature. That's why the Alfred Marshall rightly pointed out that this law of variable proportion is a study for the short-term phenomena between the input and output relation, and how the input is influencing the level of output by considering only one input as a variable. This is what the theory is. This is the most important question as far as microeconomics and managed economics is concerned. I will share the PPT and you go through it. We will meet again by 8:30. Okay. Meanwhile, let you have your dinner. Bye. We will meet again by 8:30.